and you fill the cups up. It's called a grease cup, and you fill the cup up with grease, and then every hour or every day you screw the grease cup down 1 or 2 turns. But I turn it down one full turn every hour because it uses that much grease. That's number 20. And number 21, if you want to take a good look at it, the aluminum casing is already oxidizing, so I'm preparing to paint that too. So basically what I'm telling you, this is the same for all tools that you buy in the Philippines. Now the chassis is the chassis. That's going to bend on no matter where they send that machine to. But you get seconds and thirds. Now the wand should not have broken. No, the wand should not have broken. Not after 20 hours, and I didn't even have it on the highest pressure. I didn't have this valve clicked up to well, I don't know what the maximum pressure is because I'm sure that the gauge doesn't work, but it was halfway to the maximum pressure when it blew off, and it was never more than halfway when I used it. So all these bolts are also rusting. All the bolts are rusting, so it's all gonna get painted in a very short time. It'll be the next video you see this in. It will be white and yellow and orange. But this is what you get when. Oh, also number 22, the grips that were on here. There were 4 grips on each end, 1 on each corner. They all fell off. They fell off when they took it out of the box and we picked it up to put it on the dolly. So that's 22 things that were wrong. But if you add 3 more grips, that's 25 things that were wrong. 25 problems right from the factory. 25 problems. And these bolts were also loose. This is where I had to adjust it back here to make it correct for the pulleys to line up this way. To make it correct, I had to adjust this over. It was more than 1/4 of an inch from the original. I had a little scratch on here with a nail. I scratched it into the cadmium plate. This is cadmium plated metal, and it's not a galvanized, it's not a chrome plated chrome moly steel. It's not good. So this is all getting painted, including inside here, because this is already oxidizing in here. You can already see the oxidation and feel it inside the pipe. And this thing doesn't have 20 hours on it. So if you're going to come to the Philippines, this is the cost of living in the Philippines. Not only did the machine cost me 10,215 pesos with the quart of oil, but I spent 3 hours aligning the motor and, you know, putting washers on here, figuring out the thickness of the block to put in here to keep this straight with the chassis, adjusting the motor, taking a straight edge and running it along the back of the pulley from this pulley to the other pulley so that I could get them not only aligned this way, straight, the pulleys parallel to each other, but also the pulleys in line with each other, which if you understand 2 pulleys separated by 18 inches, one is this way aligned and one is parallel this way. So the 25, we're going to just round it off at 25 major complications. Any one of them would prevent you from using the machine more than about 50 hours of use, because the pulleys that didn't line up also wore out the belts. I'm talking within a few hours. It wore out the belts at an odd, very fast it wore them out. What you have here now on the belt is a flare, because the belts the angle of the belt is not the same as the angle of the V groove in the pulley. So we could say number it's 26. We'll round it out to 26. The belt, the taper of the belt is not the same taper of the V groove in the pulley. So you can feel it wore out, and right here where my finger is, you can see a little piece of belt there sticking out down there. That's where the belt wore out. Probably a 32nd of an inch on each side within an hour. Within an hour, the belts, after I had made the first tight, within an hour the belts were flopping up and down about 1 3/4 inches. That's what you're going to get. So if you're going to come here and do work and you have tools, I don't care. Take the gasoline out of the motors that you have. Take the motor off the chassis if you have to. Put it in a box. Break down the unit, the power washer or the welder, whatever, or compressor, whatever you have. Break it down, because the stuff you buy here is not worth anything. It's not worth anything at all. I gotta tell you, it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. Sad. So now I have at least 8 hours of work in a machine that doesn't have 20 hours, 25 hours of pressure washing. So I have 26 things wrong with a brand new machine that I haven't used for 25 hours. Welcome to the Philippines and the land of Chinese tools. And that's what you're going to get here. You better bring your own tools. That's it. That's all I have to say about that.